Hey, what's up, Foxy fans? So this is my custom chopper right here. Today I'll be showing you how to change the oil on a V-twin engine. So this is everything we're going to be using today. First off, you're going to want to get an oil pan that is a low profile that can slide up underneath the motorcycle to catch the oil with no problem. I got that at AutoZone for $3.50. Second thing, a filter. If it has a nut on it, perfect. It's a lot easier to take off the next time. For instance, the one that was put on by the previous owner right here does not have one. That's why I have to use channel locks to get it off with. Next thing, I'm going to be using a 1/4-inch Allen key so that I can get up underneath and take off the oil drain plug. Mine takes 3 quarts of oil. This takes 20 W50. Make sure you get a 4-stroke motorcycle engine oil. That's a lot better. And then always have paper towel, something to catch the oil with. And I always recommend Fast Orange to take the grease and oil off your hands. All right, step 1, you want to go ahead and go run your motorcycle up and down the street a few times, get it warmed up, get all the oil going through, and then you can pull it right back in and drain it out. I already did that. Okay, for step 2, you want to get this oil drain plug loose. Normally they're pretty tight up here, so I'm going to get it loose before I slide this pan up underneath. So you always going to want to go lefty-loosey, which is this way, not righty-tighty. Now, if it's ever really stuck and it's being a pain, you can always get a wrench like this. I use the close end, put it on the end of it, and you can use that as extra torque, extra leverage, so you can get it to spin. It's a good tip for you. Make sure you get that oil pan up underneath before you get it too loose and the oil starts draining. Bon appetit. Put the drain plug back in. Now, when you're tightening this back in, you don't want to do it too tight to where you strip that. You just want to get it pretty snug to where the oil won't come out, especially when running. You tighten it too tight, you'll strip that plug in there, and then you're going to have to drill that out. Step 3, you want to take off this oil filter. Now, if it's ever too tight to where you can't use channel locks or even that nut starts to strip or anything, what you can do is you can get a screwdriver and you can stab it in there and hit it with the hammer all the way through to get it to turn, because you are replacing it either way. Make sure you already have your oil pan underneath, because it will start dripping before you get this unscrewed all the way. Now be careful when it comes out. You don't want to drop it and spill it everywhere. There we go. Let that drain in there. Now, when it comes to putting on an oil filter, I don't care what anyone else says about tightening this. You do not need to do this past hand tightening. Unless you're really weak, then you're willing to just give it a 1/4 of a turn, maybe, but that is it. Now, this did come pre-lubed, actually. That is the first filter I've ever seen do that, but I am still going to get extra oil, and what you want to do is you want to lubricate the seal. So when you're putting it on, just like that, it seals correctly and it doesn't screw up that rubber in there. You want to get it completely centered on there, and then you can spin it freely just on like that. Now this is pretty oiled up, but like I said, you do not need to do this past hand tightening. Do not ever torque this thing down. I see a lot of people do that, and that's where problems are caused. That's why I do my oil changes myself. I've always hand tightened because I do have a pretty strong grip, and I have never, ever had a problem. Step 3, just fill up your oil. Normally you use a funnel, but for this, I don't have to. All right, now once you got all your oil dumped and you're ready to go, you can go ahead and start your motor, let it run, and all those air bubbles will get out. It'll suck all the oil where it needs to go. Let it run through the filter for a few.